lot of people want to start their own business, but how are they going to start it if the work that they're in can't even give them a proper income to feed on for the rest of the month, to pay their bills? Welcome back to my channel. It's Rene Marcus. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And if you're new to my channel, please do me that favor and press that subscribe button. So today I decided to talk about the wages in the Gambia, because more and more people are bringing this to my attention. That, oh, Rene, you need to talk about this. Oh, Rene, you need to talk about this. I think it's about time that the government really gets to change this. And I'm like, okay, I'll look into it and basically see. And the deeper I basically get into this, the more I see reasons why I need to talk about the wages in the Gambia. And once I actually did my research, I just sat down and said, wow, you know, and honestly, I respect my brothers and sisters in the continent, especially in the Gambia, who receive such low wages but still manage to put smiles on their faces every single day. And I just want everyone to be aware of this and also understand that it's not because us Gambians don't want to develop, but it's due to the inability of the government and also lack of support and lack of finance. That's why we have so many people who have great ideas, who can basically implement such great things in the country, but they just don't have the starting capital. They just don't know where to start and who to go to. So I just want to share this with you guys. So I hope you guys truly, really appreciate this. I'll also be playing some voice notes that I had a conversation with a couple of people. But if I have to play all of them, we will stay here till next Christmas. So I just selected 2 and decided to play this before the video ends, so that you can actually hear it straight from the Gambians themselves, explaining what they go through with the little amount that they get paid, and they hope and wish that the government would do something one day. So based on research, the Gambia's minimum wage is the lowest amount a worker can be legally paid for their work. So the minimum wage is the lowest, but it's legal, it's the lowest amount a worker would be paid each day. So I'm sure most of you might be saying or asking, but what's the minimum wage? Well, most countries have a nationwide minimum wage that all workers must be paid, so they can't basically go below that minimum wage. Well, you must be very wicked for your company to pay below this minimum wage, to be honest. And the Gambia's minimum wage is $50 per day, $50 per day, which is round about $1.25. So this is actually less than £1. That's what people get paid as a minimum wage in the Gambia. Based on statistics, it actually shows that the Gambia's minimum wage was last changed on the 1st of January 2015. And if we look at it, this was 6 years ago. Based on research, I also understand that the minimum wage must be looked into every year. So, which means that our government in the Gambia should actually be looking at the minimum wage every year, because things are getting expensive in the Gambia more and more every year. Bag of rice, bag of onions, house rent, everything increases. So the more things increases in the country, the more the minimum wage should be increased. But this is not actually happening. So the government, this is something that they really need to look into, because if things are actually increasing in the country, then the minimum wage must increase as well. Can't stay the same. But to say that the minimum wage was last looked into since 1st of January 2015, there's something going on here which really needs serious attention as soon as possible. So the minimum wage should be reviewed every year. which this is something that we really need to talk to our government about and see what they've got in place. And also, the Gambia's yearly minimum wage is actually $1,610. $1,610. This is an international currency. So $1,610, that's the yearly minimum wage a person would basically be receiving a year. People receive more than this monthly. People receive, you don't even have to receive more than this monthly living in Africa because you don't need this much. But the minimum wage should definitely be increased, because $1,610 for a yearly minimum wage, it's way too low. It's just so crazy because there are 86 countries with a higher minimum wage than the Gambia. So if 86 countries have higher minimum wage than the Gambia, then the Gambia really needs serious looked into. Like, we really need to check what exactly is going on, what's the problem. Because I'm sure to increase the minimum wage shouldn't be an issue, because companies are earning more than what they're giving their employees.
Good morning, Rene Marcus. How are you? I am much honored to be given this platform to talk about the hardship the employees in the Gambia go through with the low pay scale that we manage with so much stress. It's an important topic to talk about, or it's an important issue that we need to address, that we need to voice out for the people to see what employees in the Gambia go through in the hands of their employers. It is something that when you say it, it might seem not true, or it will not be believable. But for me, I have a lot to talk about it, and I know something about it because I am a victim to this. As you all know, employees are expected to exercise their duties and responsibilities diligently with so much honesty and passion for what they are doing. On the part of the employees, this is what they do to the best of their abilities. But at the end of the day, when a positive result, an outcome, a positive output is produced, it is like they did not do nothing. They would not be recognized. Take this. We all know the cost of living in the Gambia, the cost of products in the Gambia. The prices are escalating every time. But let us ask ourselves whether salaries are increasing, allowances are being given, and the saddest thing is a private company will be making millions of dollars, but you will this will sadden you if you heard about it, like an employee working in a company making millions, saving millions, having assets worth millions, and one of its employees having a problem to be solved. Like somebody is having a problem, just a $20,000 or $30,000 to solve his or her problems, which are of urgency. When he or she wrote to his or her manager or her CEO for a loan or for a help, the only thing they will write back to you, if they write back to you, it's cool. But what they will do, they may send you a voice or text you that I will see what I can do, or I will get back to you. At the end of the day, you will keep making follow-ups until you see in their faces as if you are irritating them. And if they are asking you to do things, they'll be smiling, they'll be encouraging you, they'll be trying to motivate you by giving you promises that will never be fulfilled. If you need a loan, for example, I cannot be working in a company and writing for a loan to another company. That's unheard of. That's not proper. But in your own company where you're working, if you need a loan, it's like you're trying to, what they will be saying is, the company has spent millions in this, it has spent 500,000 in this, it has to settle so and so outstanding debt. At the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about it, where you finally end up trying, being in the office, being in your workplace with so much stress, you're having a heavy head. For example, let's say you're in a company as a manager receiving $5,000. What can you do about it? What can you save about it? And you're also living by commission. Not every month you will have a customer who will buy, and you have a commission that when you buy a bag of rice and then be giving out fish money, you cannot save everything. If you are a youth man like me, and then you planning, you work for 3 good years without saving any single penny, because you will not be saving money in your account when your father is in need, he's living. When your mother is in need, he's living. So your sisters and your brothers, what can you do with $5,000? And then you will be working, sometimes you'll be working overtime and you will not be paid. You cannot do anything about it. If most of the staffs, if they fear complaining, most of the things they suffer in the hands of their employees. Why? Because what employers in the Gambia, what they believe in is that the Gambia is a jobless society. The Gambian is jobless. Anything you offer them, they will work for you. And if you decide to resign and sit back at home, what are you going to do? You cannot do anything at home. People who are very close to you will start criticizing you. You leave your job, you quit your job, you are sitting here at home brewing this green tea. You are not blessed. They'll start cursing you. They'll start criticizing even your mother. Even your own parent can say bad things about you. That is, you will have to go back and accept that low amount of money that you've been paid every month, and at the end of the day, people will be thinking you're having money. I cannot be working and then be sending text to someone, help me with this, help me with, because you are having a problem that you need to be solved urgently. I am a victim of this. Why I am talking this way, I know what the problem is in the Gambia. Employees are not enjoying, and their employers are making millions. They are partying with money, and then they will be telling you the company is this, the company is that. How can a company keep growing while it's tough? I am a manager in a company, and I am a victim to this. If I have to say what my salary is a month, I'm not saving any single dollar, to be honest to you. And I'm having lots and lots of problems. Lots of problem in here. But if you ask someone, can you help me with this? They may not believe you. What they will be thinking is, you are a manager in a company, you are earning a lot. It's very stressful, to be honest. With the government of the Gambia need to provide job security. They need to do something that will enable private sectors and to increase the salaries of the staffs, allowance be given, and also our own Gambian brothers who are well established, who are having companies in the Gambia, know that what you are doing it to your own brothers. You are doing this to your own sisters. Think about those days when you were nothing, when you were nobody, when you are an employee. Okay? If those things were done to you, you are the one who should correct those mistakes. You don't have to make the same mistake. If a foreigner is doing things like this, what can you do? These are the kind of people, if power is in their hands, the entire population of a country will suffer. So what the employees in the Gambia are going through is unexplainable. Honestly, it is unexplainable. They're working like slaves in their own country, in the hands of their own brothers. The Gambia is a small country, it's like a Bantaba. But we are silently killing one another. So it has to stop. People must do something about it. The government should do something about it to help its people. Because sometimes you may not blame the government, because your own brother knows what is going on in the society. He knows the cost of living. What he cares about is, my company is making it, I'm making it. People who are my family members, they're enjoying. But what about your staff who have been working both day and night just to see the company go through, to attain its set goals and objectives? My friend, those are the people who need to be considered. Thank you very much for giving me this platform.
So statistics also shows that the Gambia is actually in the top 44% of all countries based on the yearly minimum wage rate. 44%, top 44%. What's that? I don't know. If you think about, okay, a manager in the Gambia, most of them get paid $5,000. That's less than £100. That's around about $100. What's exactly that? You get paid, for example, $5,000, less than $100 a month, or let's say $100 a month, and you basically have to pay your house rent. You guys have seen my previous accommodations that I've been advertising on my channel. Which Gambian earning $5,000 will be able to actually afford such a home? You have to basically look after your parents, your wife, your kids. You have to feed them, you have to feed yourself, your transportation to go to work. Some companies should even be borrowing loans to some of their employees, but are they actually doing that? Do they even care? Those companies are making millions of profits, but what are the employees gaining? The employees who are there to work, even overtime. Overtimes are not even paid. But you still have to wear that smart outfit to go to work. People thinking you're basically living it, when they have no idea what you're going through. I think something needs to be done. People sitting in offices, you think they're earning the world when they're earning nothing. This is why a lot of people want to start their own business, but how are they going to start it if the work that they're in can't even give them a proper income to feed on for the rest of the month, to pay their bills?
I am a Gambian, and my wages I receive every month is really low. I am working for 5 years, and I've been receiving $4,000 every month. Having to feed myself every day, having to give my family, having to take taxi to go to work, having to pay bills, and having to pay for my schooling is really, really too low. It's really too low. It's not helping me, and it's not helping some other Gambians working here. The wages are really low, and I think the government should do something about it. The government should really do something about it, because we are paying taxes, and I believe as every Gambian citizen paying taxes, I believe our wages should be more. For me, I am receiving $4,000, and it's not doing me good. I've been working for 5 years and nothing has been increased, and I'm still receiving that same amount, and I'm still struggling every day. I am still struggling. I don't have another petty job to lean on, or another small business to lean on. If I was having a small business to lean on, I would say thank you. At least that would support me. But I don't. I have to feed myself. I have to pay for my schooling. I have to pay transport. I have to give my family. I have extended family, so I have to give 2 of my extended family, my adopted family and my biological family. So things are really, really, really so bad here in the Gambia. I think the government should stand and work on this. I think the government at least should increase our salary a little bit. Thank you.
This is why we still stay in poverty. The poor will just stay poor, and the rich will just continue being rich. The middle class and the working class is completely different. There's a huge gap. Because you work to put food on your table. You're working to survive. You're not working to settle. Because you have nothing to settle on. You work for a whole year. You can't even save a $1. It's sad what's really going on in our countries. And it's like most of our brothers and sisters in the continent don't have nowhere to cry this to, because they believe no matter how many times they say no one will listen, or you will listen and forget about their problems because we are okay. I just hope that our government do something. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. If you really enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and also click onto that notification bell, and see you on my next video. Goodbye.